The business environment of a firm is conditioned by the forms and structures of the market, wherefrom it purchases its inputs and wherein it sells its output. The behavior and performance of a firm depends on competitive market environment in which it operates. Perfect competition is a market structure characterized by complete absence of rivalry and the individual firms. It can be defined as a form of market organization in which there are many buyers and sellers of a product, each too small to affect the price of the product. The product is homogeneous. There is perfect mobility of resources and economic agents have perfect knowledge of market conditions. The model of perfect competition is based on features like the presence of large number of sellers and buyers, product homogeneity, free entry and exit of firms, profit maximization, no government regulation, perfect mobility of factors of production, and perfect knowledge. Let us take each of them one by one. The industry in perfect competition includes a large number of firms and buyers. Each individual firm, however large, supplies only a small part of the total quantity offered in the market. Under these conditions, each firm alone cannot affect the price in the market by changing its output. The technical characteristics of product as well as services associated with its sale and delivery are identical. There is no way in which a buyer could differentiate among the products of different firms. Further, there is no barrier to entry or exit from the industry. Entry or exit may take time, but firms have freedom of movement in and out of the industry. If barriers exist, the number of firms in the industry may be reduced so that each one of them may acquire power to affect the price in the market. The goal of a firm is profit maximization. No other goals are pursued. There is no government intervention in the market. Tariffs, subsidies, rationing of production or demand and so on are ruled out. The factors of production are free to move from one firm to another throughout the economy. It is also assumed that workers can move between different jobs. Finally, raw material and other factors are not monopolized and labor is not organized. It is assumed that all the sellers and buyers have complete knowledge of the conditions of the market. This knowledge refers not only to the prevailing. Firms aim to maximize profit and they can be in equilibrium only when they achieve this. For all firms, profit maximization is achieved when marginal revenue MR equals marginal cost MC. If MR is greater than MC, the firm adds more to revenue than it does to cost by increasing output and sales. When this happens, profit will rise. On the other hand, if MR is less than MC, the firm adds more cost than it does to revenue by expanding output and sales. When this happens, profit will fall. It follows thus that the firm is in equilibrium when MC is equal to MR. Now, let us see the figure which shows how market price is determined by interaction of the market supply and market demand curve. Once established, the market price is taken by the individual firm as given and beyond its control. The firm therefore perceives its demand curve as being perfectly elastic at the current market price, OP. The individual firm has no control over what happens to market demand, supply or price. Since the firm sells its entire output at the ruling market price, average revenue AR and marginal revenue MR are constant as sales increase, because the price of the last good sold is equal to the price of all previous goods sold. MR is always equal to AR in perfect competition. The firm has no power to influence market price. It simply adjusts output so as to maximize profit given the current market price. The amount of profit a firm will earn depends on the price of the product and cost of production. When the cost curves are superimposed onto the revenue curves, the firm will either have a relatively low cost and be profitable, or it will have a relatively high cost and be unprofitable. In figure A, the firm has costs which are generally low compared with the quantity to produce. The firm looks for a point E where MC is equal to MR, as this gives the profit maximizing level of output OQ. The price for selling 1 unit of output is OP and the revenue received is shown by the area of OPEQ. The level of average cost is where the vertical line through Q and E cuts the AC curve, that is at point M. Thus the average cost of producing 1 unit is measured by OC. The total cost of producing OQ units is shown by area OCMQ. Since total profit is equal to total revenue minus total cost, the total profit of producing output OQ and selling it at a price OP is equal to the area CPEM. This is the supernormal profit. Thus the firm in A is in equilibrium, but the industry as a whole is not. For the industry to be in equilibrium, there would have to be no incentives for existing firms to leave, or new firms to enter the market for this particular product. In this case, the existence of supernormal profits acts as an incentive for new firms to enter the market. In figure B, as new firms enter the industry, the supply of the product increases. The supply curve S shifts to right, reducing the market profit to OP. In the long run, as shown in figure C, supply will increase and price will fall until there is no longer any incentive for firms to enter the market. That is, until AC is equal to AR and firms are earning only normal profit. The figure of firms leaving the industry show a similar process at work in figure A in this slide. It starts with the possibility that the market price in B is such that a typical firm is making losses in a short run. By producing at the point where MC is equal to MR, the firm is minimizing losses, which involves the same principles as maximizing profit. Figure A shows the short-run equilibrium of the firm, making losses equivalent to the area PCME. These losses act as an incentive for firms to leave the industry. There is freedom of both entry and exit. In the long run, the least efficient firms are forced to leave the industry, thus causing a reduction in supply. Figure B shows this with supply shifting to the left and price increasing to P. And figure C shows long-run equilibrium with firms which remain in the industry making only normal profits. Whether firms begin making supernormal profits or losses in the short run, the long-run outcome is similar in certain respects. Profitable industries will expand and loss-making industries will contract. But in either case, at the long-run equilibrium position, ELR at this point, P is equal to AR, which is equal to AC, equal to MR, which in turn is equal to MC. It is only under perfect competition and in the long run that these 5 criteria are equal simultaneously. Under other forms of competition, it might be possible for 2 or 3 of these, but not for all of them, to be equal at once. Under perfect competition, the industry is in long-run equilibrium when a price is reached at which all firms are in equilibrium, producing at the minimum profit of their LAC curve and making just normal profits. Under these conditions, there is no further entry or exit of firms in the industry, given the technology and factor prices. At the market price P, the firm produce at their minimum cost, earning just normal profits. The firm is in equilibrium because at the level of output Q, LMC is equal to SMC is equal to P is equal to MR. This equality ensures that the firm maximizes its profit. At the price P, the industry is in equilibrium because profits are normal and all costs are covered so that there are no incentives for entry or exit. While analyzing each form of market structure, the economists take profit maximization as the motivational assumption behind the activity of each firm and industry which the firms constitute. Accordingly, we can refer to the double conditions of equilibrium, which for a firm mean that MR is equal to MC, and for a firm mean that AR is equal to AC.